the videos I've done, but still, okay.
All right, I'm going live.
I
now.
can try to speak for you. I just went live, so I will go
Watch
ahead
them go
and
live when we do.
announce. I'll have it go into announcements. Okay, there we go. Yay. Yay. Okay.
All right, we're officially live.
Yeah. Just wait for a few people to filter in.
Absolutely.
Gets notification, new duology went live.
You do not understand how rage-inducing that would actually be.
They've been playing a lot of games with us, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Just to make sure the chat can hear us correct, right?
Yeah, how's the audio?
Do we sound gorgeous?
I mean, you sound absolutely.
Oh, thank you, my dude.
Just.
I've been practicing all morning long.
Yeah, don't you love it when you're late to your own stream?
Absolutely. We had set times and everything. It's communication that we need to work on better.
Yeah.
And that's on my behalf.
Yeah, we all had issues, so. But it looks like people have started to filter in, so we can start soonish whenever you guys are ready.
There better be a stream tomorrow, Brennan. I'm guessing it'll be tomorrow, yeah.
HT Hazard just said, I would just like to inform you all that this setup is extremely professional and organized for 15 viewers. Well, I can't take credit for the backdrop. That was actually made by Formal, so.
He's not so formal, so, you know.
He's trying to become formal. All right, so I feel that now would be a good time to start.
Introduce ourselves.
Yeah. I don't think I really need to introduce myself. Yes, Ash, I'll try to speak for you. But if you don't know me, I am Nixian. I run one of the NNN Discords, currently investigating NNN. And if you don't know what NNN is, I question why you're here. Followed up, we have our good friend RegularDimensions, who was called out on the last stream.
I make videos, yes.
He is also the resident bathroom cleaner right now.
Yeah, if you need a bathroom cleaned, I go for the $3 an hour, free, FREE.
And we have the glorious Mr. InsideAMind taking time out of his busy life to come join us.
Thanks for bringing me on, guys.
And we also have the people who are going to be silent and type, and I will try to read those out. Ash, followed by Psych, and Crispy.
I'll talk some.
Oh, you'll talk some? Okay, cool. We also have our server's computer expert Lurf here, who will try to explain some of the source code things for us.
Hi.
And then finally, we have Not So Formal, who put this all together.
Hello.
So to start off with, we're talking a little bit before we started streaming about the actual website archive that we have, which I will try to pull up on my stream right now. Which basically all it is we can't really do anything with it. It's just that we can log in and see these top bars, which we can see that we're going to have a dashboard, yeah, global consciousness, and video submissions at some point. So that's interesting. I mean, dashboard and global consciousness, I feel, are kind of self-explanatory, but video submissions is interesting.
So does that mean that they're going to be asking for some video submissions?
I suspect that. Yeah. I'd like to imagine that people will be selected, maybe, perhaps. because if everyone's allowed to do it, I feel like that would kind of just overflow it. So,
But the question is, what kind of videos would we be submitting?
Hey, imagine your dreams based on just
Maybe.
how the whole thing is laid out.
Unless if you're like
Yeah.
in a trial, maybe. So maybe it's like a video audition. They've done that before, like with The Dark Knight. I
That
think.
could be
Yeah.
true. I just find that really interesting. Like, we all knew about these little tabs in the source code beforehand, but actually knowing that video submissions is part of the original lineup, that intrigues me. That really does intrigue me.
Absolutely.
I think another one that's interesting is global consciousness, which for any Persona 5 fans out there basically means cognition, the global cognition, which the basic rundown is it's the collective thoughts that we all have together, like, you know, ketchup goes with french fries, just general things that we have. But what I think my personal thoughts on it is it's going to be, we're going to have some more surveys to do, stuff like that. And that's going to reflect on a screen in which we, get to see how the votes were laid out. Maybe get a little bit more information on the left brain, right brain thing.
Oh, maybe that'd be interesting. Did anyone actually figure that out? With the left brain and right brain, does it actually make a difference when we vote on the live stream?
It does. There's bars that show how much it's been triggered.
On the last live stream, Karen talked a little bit about it, saying that our votes do influence something, but she didn't go into specifics about what it influences. And I think, speaking of last stream, that would be a good segue into the note.
Oh boy,
the
the
note.
The note.
The note that called out
the post-it
Reg.
note.
Mm-hmm.
Haha. Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I'm as in the dark as you guys on this one, but I still find it very interesting because I haven't received anything through like my Twitter, my Discord, my email, nothing.
To be honest, the good thing about that, though, is more or less that it confirms that it's an alternate reality game for anyone who is skeptical in that sense, because they've acknowledged that the Discord stuff exists, and they haven't reached out going, guys, stop this. It's real. We're actually trying to do some test subjects over here. They've actually come out, and just acknowledged that. Because I've spoken to I think it's RegularDimension. He says that everyone who were on that has had some involvement in the Discord servers and the ARG subreddit.
Yeah.
So it's maybe you're actually going to get something later on, probably, but it's best to keep an eye out because a lot of this is a bit of a slow burner, to be honest. So, you might get some at next week or something like that. But for now, it definitely is, for me at least, the best thing about that is definitely confirming that they are watching the Discord servers and they're acknowledging people's existence in there as well, of the people who are actually trying to solve it and are dedicated to it.
Yeah.
The theories we do have on the note is we don't know why Regular was crossed out on it.
Oh yeah,
but the DN we have a few, like 2 theories that I enjoy and I think are probably the most accurate, being Discord name, because they were all 3 of them were also on a document that we made that had the term Discord name on it. But another theory that I kind of liked was it stood for Discord Nixian, which could mean that this is the one they're monitoring right now, and they might go to other ones.
Perhaps.
They're monitoring what? Sorry.
If it means Discord Nixian, it would mean that they're monitoring the Discord that we're in, because all 3 of the guys who are on the post note are not only in the r/args server, but they're also in ours.
Oh yeah, I'm absolutely certain they're in the Discord or that particular Discord. At least they're in at least one of them, from what I can tell.
So it could be like we're watching this Discord right now, or it could just be that they're saying these are the Discord names.
That's true. They could be saying something like that.
I'd like to think it's probably Discord name because I mean, they could have heard about me through my channel, but I like to think they heard about me through the Discord. I don't know. That's the one that really
Are
confused
there all
me.
the usernames the same on the ARG subreddit?
If I recall,
Yeah,
yes.
they do. Yes, they do. I checked.
Okay.
It's just something very. Another thing that we can kind of put together with the notes was that wasn't the only note. And we kind of psychologically profiled Brian, quote unquote, because that's who we're assuming left the notes. We don't know who else would, but you know, what we basically, well, what I got out of that is, especially with the note on the plant saying "save me with water," it shows me he's kind of like a trickster, a jokester, like he wants to mess with people, you know.
He's getting a kick out of it, I think.
Mm-hmm. So, like, who's to say that he didn't just, you know, take some names from the Discords, just throw it on there, and, like, he's laughing at us right now?
Might have been.
That it could just be Brian trolling us.
I mean, if we're going to talk about trolling, I think that's a perfect segue into the whole numbers like dilemma that we were having this morning.
With the website they found?
The website we found, and there was a sequence of numbers that we decoded from base 64, which is easy enough. And based on what I know about ciphers, it's definitely a Polybius square cipher, which basically you have a set of numbers and you have a square with letters and you line it up. The thing is, there's like an infinite amount of square combinations, meaning that without being given a key, we're not going to be able to solve them. Now, the part that's important here is that on the call, if you call their phone, there were some beeps that we could hear, and we were able to equate those beeps to numbers. And this base 64 translated to the same exact number pattern. So either they're messing with us, which is the theory I have, because what's the point of giving us something unsolvable, you know?
I think they definitely are. They could be trying to mess with us. I mean, well, they did something like that in the source code, didn't they? They put like a fictional company in there for people who'd be scrounging around for it.
At this point, it does feel like that's what the Bender Elmore company was.
All right.
Like it feel like, because we don't at this point, if it was part of like a bigger part of the ARG, we would have heard some more things about it. Like there would have been something, you know, tying it to it. Like I feel like it might just be a red herring. It could come back later. We don't know.
I actually do plan to get in contact with that company the same way I did with Gallant Labs and Berkeley University, how I got in contact with them to confirm they're not a part of this. So I'd like to do that just to rule that out.
Yeah, that would be fun. But what were you saying?
I did try asking them during the Twitch stream about the Bender Elmore company, but there was no response.
That's another thing. During the streams where they actually respond, it seems like they do respond to certain questions, rather than just every single question.
It's a very specific question, the kind of question that they can give a vague answer to.
Well, I mean, like the question that I asked in the first stream where they answered questions was about the Twitter, and they responded to that, which it feels like they're giving us answers to some things about the ARG subtly, because Karen did talk a lot about like kind of what they're doing, but not giving us a straightforward answer.
That's true.
So it could be they're trying to lead us down a path and give us vague information so we can kind of get a grip of what's happening before we actually start taking place in what's happening. There's just not enough information about that. But I find it interesting that one of the things that she said in the stream, Karen, was about the policy and names NNN has, where we can't get, or we're not given the real names. So that answers or asks the question: is Brian his real name?
That's true. Could be fictional.
Yeah.
Could be made up. Is that actually Brian, the one we saw in the other stream, or did we just
the
assume
guy.
it was?
We're assuming just because he was the first character given, and that's the first name we're given. It seems a lot more likely because Karen gave us a name to give her, so it seems increasingly likely that he's Brian.
Without being too much of an ass about it and without teasing the audience too much, I know why the name Brian is relevant. I just can't talk about it without, disclosing privacy, which is obviously something I've been trying to do. So.
Which is the best call because I'm pretty sure Miss Rosser got a few messages that she didn't want.
Yeah.
Which I feel for her. I really do.
I've gotten a lot of DMs about it, like people asking me who the person is behind this and all this, and I'm not going to say because they haven't even talked to me. So, I'm trying to enjoy this ARG as much as everyone else. So,
it's football season.
If everyone who's watching, stop DMing me, please.
Yeah, that would be great. We do. The one thing that I try to make sure my server does is we do some kind of crazy things. We got some people who tried to actually brute force the SSID for the phone by manually calling it 1,000 times, and my heart goes out to them. But sometimes our crazy ideas do give us some really cool stuff, like being able to look at a little bit of what we're going to see after we log in, that's really cool. We have some things that we can expect. I forgot where I was going with that, but because I was distracted by my mom screaming about football. She's enthusiastic.
Go Florida State. Go Florida State,
But something interesting about today was streams happened every 2 days thus far. And we didn't get one today, which is strange.
Oh. What time does we usually... Oh.
Yeah, the NNN stream would have started 15 minutes before we were supposed to go on. If it went live, if it was live, we wanted to have the stream playing in the background.
I see.
So we could kind of go over together, but...
it's not actually going.
The thing is...
is there an update? In the disavow section or anything like that?
I'm checking that
now.
I
checked.
I can't think that there'd be much of it.
Ooh, wait!
They're saying updated.
Oh, yeah, it just updated.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
It says DR and RV Subject 1 Trial 2.
Oh, so are we going to get a stream today, or are they just doing that in preparation for tomorrow?
Well, last time they had a stream, it updated a few minutes beforehand. So
could be a new schedule.
Just update now?
Where is this update?
It is on the Twitch page itself. Let me just...
Hold on.
Yeah, somebody just dropped a link in chat.
Oh, cheers. That will be very helpful.
It's a new schedule.
Because we were theorizing that they were holding off the stream until we went live.
Yeah, that's that's something I was thinking. If they're part of the Discords, it would be interesting for them to hold off when we were streaming. But it seems they might have just held back.
If they really are, then they're definitely toying with us.
Yes.
Dude, it would be so crazy. It would be so crazy.
Didn't you just make the stream time public either yesterday or today, though? So they have a flexible stream time.
Yeah.
That
is true.
Yeah.
But it would be so nutty if we actually saw one of our streams up on the stream, like Brian was watching it.
Or Karen. I like Karen better. She warned us about the post-it note.
Yeah, where do you fall on the Karen-Brian debate, InsideAMind?
What do you mean by debate?
Do you stan Karen or do you stan Brian?
Oh, right. Well, we were having a talk about this in the other Discord. I'm gonna have to stand Brian because he might have not done much.
A man
but
of
he's in my
culture, I
heart.
see.
Exactly. Oh, you're a Brian man too.
A man
Yeah.
who can eat 2 boxes of Chinese and 40 crab ragoons in one sitting. Like,
Struck out my name. I'm insulted.
he's got some skills.
He
We can
definitely
say
has. I stand Brian.
You can definitely
all the
tell
way.
why he was hired.
Absolutely.
Well, while they're setting this up, I'd like to actually hear what you have to say about the ARG so far, because normally when we hear things from YouTubers, we don't hear it while the ARG is going on. We typically have their final thoughts when it ends. So I
That's
think
very
that would be
true.
an interesting thing to hear from you.
Yeah, well, so far I'm interested with it. Like some people have said, with it being a slow burner, I'm actually a lot more on board with that because we've had a lot of alternate reality games that start and then give you so much information in just like the space of 3 days. And you just kind of, if you're not actually actively in that community every single day, you lose track. And so that's, so I'm kind of happy to see something like this that slowed it down a little bit more. And I'm kind of interested to see where it's actually it's gonna go. I'm definitely more interested now that you've mentioned about the what is it? The fact that someone managed to get past the login page to see what's on the other side.
Yeah,
Because that's
and
made me more intrigued now for when we actually get an email about this particular thing.
I can send you a link to that if you want to check it out, because we can use our actual logins for it, not just like
Oh,
a
really?
specific. Yeah,
Yeah, well, if you can send me a link, that'd be great.
they were able to route it through their actual login stuff, which I don't know how this works, but they seem like, massive geniuses to me.
Oh, also, before the stream starts, there's a lot of people who were doubtful this was an ARG, and they cited the MRI machine sample. And I'm a psych student, so I'm just going to be this is very relevant, so I'm just going to point this out. The amount of electrical equipment and like metal equipment that close to the MRI would shred right through it. MRIs are massive magnets. All this equipment that close to it, and the person inside and the MRI would be gone. So, like, this is an ARG, okay?
Oh, sorry to interrupt, but their Twitch stream just went live.
Oh, so they have
Shit.
Yeah, they.
Here we go.
Moment of truth.
Huzzah.
Oh boy.
Turn players
I mean, I got
into legends.
a Rocket League little advert. Anybody else?
Do
I
they
got
have a
beautiful
mascot?
advert playing.
I'm seeing some chicken wings.
No, it's hair.
I could go for some chicken wings right now.
So InsideAMind, you said you noticed they were going slower than most ARGs. Why do you think that might be?
I'm hoping that's because they're going to actually have some kind of bigger thing to it, because a lot of I've noticed that when ARGs go faster, it's down to there's going to be, it's kind of more web series related, and it's going to be videos that are taking place on YouTube for people to dive into. But when it's something like this, it usually means it's in the build up for I think someone said a game, potentially it could have been, or some kind of movie, or some kind of big event towards that kind of thing, like The Dark Knight or Cloverfield. When I've looked back at those alternate reality games, they kind of have these set dates where they have a bunch of information released, and then they leave it a few weeks for people to kind of just absorb that piece of information. Or they have like a schedule, I guess, kind of like this, where they're doing it every 2 days. I'm sure there was the very first alternate reality game from Steven Spielberg's AI, The Beast, it was called. I actually managed to speak to the creator of this, and he actually said they set a date. I think it was every Tuesday, every 2 weeks on Tuesday or something like that. They uploaded a bunch of information for people to decode and solve, and they established that they were only releasing it on the third Tuesday, and then every Tuesday for people to solve for a certain amount of months. And they did that because they wanted the big build-up of like 6 months up to the movie. Because when they released all the information at once, the internet, being the internet, solved it all in like the space of 2 hours. So they had to create like this structure towards it.
Shown when Karen left. I think she's painting that right now.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Okay, there we go. OBS is
Going
back.
off of what Nixian kind of said with being involved, how common is it for ARGs to be this involved within the community itself? Are they usually more removed, or is this something different?
As in, like, interactive with the audience?
Yeah.
I would say it's different. They don't usually do that. Like acknowledging the players. That's something I don't usually see. From what I said, they usually have the information released for people to solve, and then they kind of just let them, you know, come up with their own theories or actually go on to the next step. It's very rare you actually see that. So that could be promising. Has someone just screenshotted a drink? Is that
Massive clue, guys.
It looks like they still have the post-it note up from last stream.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It looks like she's painting.
Hey, InsideAMind, are you a
It does.
left
Red fire
brain or
truck from
right,
last time.
right brain guy?
Where are you? Left gang or right gang?
For the brain.
Yeah.
I've been choosing right because everyone's been saying that they want right, so I guess, you know, I'm gonna have to say right.
Peer pressure works on you. Got it.
Yeah, exactly. Enough masses tell me something, I'll bend to that way. Just like YouTube, it's fun.
Oh, well then,
Just gotta
if
go
that's,
with the algorithm.
if that's the case, Score Bunny is the only starter that matters in the new Pokemon games. It's official. It's
Okay,
official.
that's correct. I will go by that, by
Okay.
your logic. Unless if someone screams louder, then they are correct instead.
There we go. That's how the internet works, guys.
Or
You're
they just
learning, it's
demonetize
cool.
your voice and then you have to listen to the other one.
Ooh, yeah, that's true.
I actually wanted to point something out. Me and another name, but I know it's beyond it. And we came up with a theory for this maybe being a professional thing for an Amazon series called So,
Is he chopped?
where this virus that's affecting the brains, but it's like a digital virus. And it's like a global thing, and it was caused by some experiment with like dream stuff.
I think that could be it. Like that could be the direction they're going with it. But I just think it's too early, and we have too little information to, you know, fully start getting the theories out, you know.
That's true.
Oh, I mean that's a very basic theory, but I just tied it on. Amazon is working on it, and Amazon owning Twitch, obviously. So
There's a million possibilities.
yeah.
Like
For
I
all
think,
we know, this could be like its own independent thing. Like it could be just an original narrative of its own.
but I think the most prevalent theories people have been going with has been the one where they're trying to figure out how they can record dreams so they can learn how to write dreams. Because I was talking with one of my friends earlier about how they could, you know, implant advertisements into our dreams.
That's
And that
actual
could be
thing
what-
that could happen.
And that could be what they're trying to do. Like that could be their ultimate end goal.
Something I just noticed, there's a sticky note up. It could be the same one as last time.
Yeah,
But it could be some new names.
I said that earlier.
It
but
looks like regular
sorry.
dimension, to be honest.
Is it?
The top one.
I don't think stay. So if we can go by that, it also means that every other stream is when they will type to us.
I would like to see them respond to my video. If they don't, I'm going to be very angry.
That was very ballsy of you. Have you,
Is it on the front page again? Because it's getting like 5,000 views watching.
It might be. Have you thought about doing an update video yourself, InsideAMind?
On this?
Yeah.
I was actually thinking maybe I'll make an update when we get the emails back, and if we get accepted for to log into the website. If we have that, once we have that, I think we might have enough information to kind of give a bit of an update video. So when that ever is, I don't know, but you know, or maybe if something happens in the meantime, maybe if like something big happens on the live stream tonight.
Like
I
regular dimensions goes missing in between the stream.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, guys, don't
Prepare to
wish
get
that
kidnapped,
on me.
my guy.
Come
Yeah,
on.
they're gonna send the
Don't
flame
jinx
water
it.
squad to your house.
Dude, no.
Not the
Dude,
flamethrower
no.
squad. Context for that, a stream was gonna start the other day, and just a squad with flamethrowers just started torching Arwood's flower bed for no reason.
Yeah, don't know why. We found out they were like some really weird gardeners that used flames
Apparently they
to
do that.
yeah, to clear weeds out of their gardens, but you know, a very interesting moment.
It was quite interesting and very well timed, to say the least.
Yeah. I mean, if genuine response in this stream, I'm probably going to skip doing an NNN video this Tuesday and cover something else.
That probably would be bad. Like, I don't even know how the update for Wednesday is gonna work if we don't get anything really new.
Yeah, this does seem to be a problem of it moving slower. It's hard to
Well, it's
keep
a lot
up momentum.
Yeah, it is, but it's a lot easier to keep track of the information as it comes.
That is true.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Only ups
I mean,
and
if
downs.
there's substantial stuff, I'll make another video on Tuesday because I feel like putting everything in video form makes it a lot easier for people to see compared to the Google Doc. I mean, that's my whole point behind making the videos at this pace. I usually don't.
To like keep people interactive with it. If they missed a day and something big happened, like they wouldn't be totally thrown out. And also, like I keep saying, archival for later on, because we don't know if Mr. Nick Nocturne is gonna want to cover this at some later date. So like,
That's true.
Like,
having live like discussions and like updates is really useful for like future reference.
It's easier to keep all that information in just one place to where people can just look at it at a later time. Like maybe somebody might want to do an ARG like this someday, and they have that for reference.
Very true.
Because I do like how this is going. The slow burn, like it feels more realistic, right? Like they're actually doing research. Like they're actually going through the applications.
I do like that.
Are
they answering questions as well?
Are they?
Thinking about.
I just saw somewhat an answer to something.
Login will work if and when your application is approved by the network.
Oh,
interesting.
Interesting. So are they going to actually approve people's logins?
Interesting.
Instead of just waiting for us to find a way.
People might not even be accepted.
Yeah, that'd be very.
On the topic of like slow burn, I know a lot of people complain about this one. People like having information come quick, and I've seen a lot of that complaint with stuff like the Sun Vanished, but I really like that the Sun Vanished goes at the pace it does, because it does add a sense of realism. Like, if you are surviving the apocalypse, you're not going to have time to be on Twitter all the time. It makes sense.
Very true.
So, that's something I've always thought. I don't know if it's intentional or not. I'd have to ask the creator. But in the scope of this ARG, I like that it's like in-depth, like looks. It's research that's ongoing.
Yeah.
And we're seeing it happen. Someone ask a question. I can't get on the stream right now because I don't have Twitch on my phone.
Do you have a question? I can always ask them a question.
If you ask a question, they might be inclined to respond.
What do you want me to ask them?
Ask about the post-it note. What does it mean? What's the whole point?
What's the point of the post-it note, guys?
Am I in danger?
Am I in danger? Blink twice for yes.
Is the flamethrower squad going to show up at my house?
Amazing.
Yeah, guys, I'm genuinely scared, I've been hiding.
Yeah, you just are living in your underground bunker,
One of the coolest things I've noticed about NNN has been that a lot of people have said that this is their very first ARG, which personally I do have to thank you for informing us about this, InsideAMind, because you're the one who I heard this from, and I've been having a blast following it. And just
this is actually my first ARG ever that I've been doing, and I saw your video because the YouTube algorithm was like, hey, it would be kind of cool if we showed this guy this. I was like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, so a lot of us wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So, like, thank you for that.
Oh, no
That was
worries.
me kissing you over the internet.
Oh.
I just couldn't tell you.
Oh, I'm flattered, dude.
Thank you.
It just makes it all the more special that you're willing to, be here to talk with us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah, well, I like to obviously speak to everyone who's taking part in this stuff and hearing their own thoughts, because a lot of people usually end up finding all these different things that even I didn't even hear about, during the whole thing. So it's a lot of fun.
Oh, definitely. And that's kind of why I wanted to come and do this tonight, just so we could spread around as much information as we could. Like, we're a community, even if we're in different servers,
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of
Bring
funny
it all together.
The memes can spread from server to server.
Yeah.
Oh god, yes, the memes.
Like the stream before, we're all hating on Brian for not letting us in, and then the next stream we're all like, "Oh, Brian's thick, bro," and it's like, okay,
yeah,
that escalated. Now it's just a common conception that Brian is a thick boy. So.
I think I love seeing people get into ARGs. I got into my first ARG like 11 years ago. It's still great to see people coming in like all the time. And over time, ARGs have only gotten better. Like NNN, I mean, as of now, it's probably the best ARG I've seen this entire year, like 2019 as a whole, in terms of just its presentation.
Oh, most definitely. Like, I haven't followed any ARGs as far as I have with NNN. Like, I've tried to keep up with them, but they've always been like, ongoing, and it's too far gone for me to even start. Yeah. So yeah,
the only one that really. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say that this is really exciting for me as somebody who's always wanted to join one, but never had the capability.
Oh, this is interesting. The stream's lagging for everyone, it seems.
Oh, is it lagging for others as well?
Like, literally everyone in the chat is saying, is this intentional?
Ooh.
The dreams are a lot clearer this time,
Maybe
too.
it is. Notice that.
Maybe they are. Maybe they're running our streams in the background.
Oh, maybe that's why it's laggy.
Destroying the new neurology networks. Bitrate.
Yeah.
Do the dreams that this subject is having look like the same ones from the first?
They looked a lot clearer. Like they had more
clearer,
rounded
but they're similar.
edges. Yeah, they're quite similar. Like, this is probably just a production thing that they only have so many they can show, which is rather unfortunate, to be honest. But hey, you can only go so far with the production value.
Well, it also could be a thing in which the subjects that they are.
Speaking of subjects,
I mean, I've been having a theory floating around that they're examining these dreams, but perhaps the dreams are a different dimension, and the creatures on the inside of the dreams are trying to break out through the testing, and that's why we keep seeing similar figures.
That would be interesting.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But
I like that.
Speaking of subjects, this is subject 1, trial 2. Psych, is this the same subject from the first one, or do you remember?
Definitely the same subject.
All right. So what we can kind of get from this is we have 4 test subjects. Sorry about that. And we're gonna see them again. Oh, that is another thing. The last test subject, subject 4, I think she is the most interesting one we have out of the lot. Because unlike the other one, she is quite young. Like she, I think we had the general consensus that she was like either 18 to 25.
Yeah, early 20s.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Like that's quite interesting in my own point of view, because we have, like this older lady, I forgot test subject 2, and the older gentleman for subject 3. But all I remember is that none of them were like, the age of people who would typically be partaking in this ARG. So having somebody like that could be an interesting turn. Another theory that we have about what's going to happen in the ARG is, one is a meme and one is kind of serious. Like, everybody's like, yo, where's the wet dream? There.
I mean, we got pretty close to that in, I think it was 3, or was it 4?
The last one, whenever that was.
When she was tossing and turning.
Yeah.
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 But it just seems like something like this. Like, I know it's not a horror ARG, you know, but like it seems like something
Yes.
that would. It seems like something that would pop up eventually.
I mean, not to hit it right on the nail, but I think this is a psych thriller. Just saying, guys.
Ooh.
Maybe.
Ooh, français.
No, I like the idea of that. Like the
Yeah,
the slow burn is giving us a bit of tension into the spooks.
The ARG universe of The Shining.
So I suspect one of two things is going to happen. Either a subject is going to die on stream, or a subject is going to wake up on stream in a complete hysteria.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, I thought that's what happened on the second one. You know, that guy where it kind of just cut out. I thought something had happened to him at first.
It cut out at last moment, yeah.
Yeah, because no other stream just cut out like that at the end, did it?
It's sure that
I'd like to point out. Oh.
Bar when you like
Go
mouse
ahead.
over it, you know how it shows like a small version.
Mm-hmm.
I did when I put my mouse over the progress bar at the end when it should be frozen. It did look like the subject was taking off the headset or just waking up.
Ooh.
Also, another thing I should note, the streams tend to end, at least the second and third one ended on very abrupt notes. Like, Stream 3 ended when we were getting very close to 100% on the left side of the brain. And it seemed like Brian was, like, rushing to end the stream.
With Stream 3, there's a lot of people who say they saw the left side get all the way up and then just reset.
The first stream ended right before we were going to try not voting.
We haven't.
Hey, but guys,
Tried
I'm going
not
to
voting.
take off for a while. If this is still ongoing when I'm back, I'll hop back in. But till then, it was great talking to everyone, the whole team from NNN, InsideAMind. Great stuff. I'll see you guys later. Hopefully.
Yeah, of course, Reg.
See ya.
You know where to
Yeah.
find us.
Guten Tag.
See you, Reg.
There is something I'd like to know that I found
Mm-hmm.
really like monitoring the dreams, but they don't really seem to be paying that much attention.
that much
to them.
attention. It's more like they're making sure the subject is safe and then they review it afterwards or something almost.
Yeah, but you'd think they'd be taking notes.
Because for I think it was the first two streams, there was just nobody there.
Like
I
someone
suppose
walked
they've-
past the screen once or twice, but that's about it.
Yeah, I suppose they might be just taking notes like after the fact because they have the stream to look back on, but literally right here painting a little toy car, like
Yeah, the fire truck.
doing her job.
That's actually in her job description is to paint little toy fire trucks.
Yes, of course.
Of course.
She has like more personality.
No,
this
the is a true villain.
Nunuology just said something else. Admissions are administered
Admissions-
by different stations. Sorry that we do not have insight into their criteria.
There's like several different.
There's 2 people now.
Oh, Brian.
Ooh,
Oh,
Brian!
Oh, dude, this is like the most
Oh my
ambitious
God!
crossover in
Correction.
history.
Oh, the build-up, guys.
yeah. Oh,
The chat is in. Is he saying something? I haven't got the volume.
Why are you painting?
There's 2
He's like, get
people.
back to work.
Ooh.
He's asking about the post-it now, obviously.
Yeah, he
Or he's
didn't
making a
write it.
comment about it.
oh,
Is this like office flirting? Is this gonna be?
Oh,
This is
is
actually
Brian
the new
X Karen
episode of
Cannon?
Office.
Oh, he
guys.
stole one of her. Great. This is what it is. I told you they're gonna be in a relationship. I
Oh,
knew it.
it's so
shoot.
cute.
I hope
It's
they
so
talk
cute.
to HR. Stuff is gonna get spicy.
Stealing my Brian. How dare they?
Oh, how dare they?
Yeah, Brian's my wife, too.
Get in line, bro.
But when do you personally think that we'll get access to the website?
Me.
Yeah.
I don't know, to be honest. I thought we might have already got it by now, because what is it? It's been a week.
5.
Yeah. I thought it would have been like a week later. Got like 4 or 5 streams.
Maybe
now,
they're just
but-
trying to gain like hype for it,
Yeah,
There's
it
more
could
mystery
be.
behind it.
This
They-
ARG does feel different than any of the other ones that I've like seen, heard, and read about.
Definitely.
It feels
Absolutely.
like user interaction is very, very important for this one. Not to say it's not important for other ARGs, but like if they are in fact watching the discords,
It's almost like if you're not the hacker man type, they still want you to be able to do stuff, which I find really cool because I myself am not the hacker man.
Well, yeah, like people like me, I don't have a particular set of skills outside of, being able to moderate a server, Like outside of that, I can't really do much, but I still want to, take part in the ARG. But it seems like they are trying to involve everybody else, so I like that. It feels like they're setting a standard for ARGs in the future.
Yeah, well, this one's like it's got Twitch promoting it, or I assume so, with it being having 6,000 people
And
tuning
that
in.
one chick they did find in the source code was the lead programmer of Twitch. So
Yeah, exactly. So it could be trying to take it to the next level, to actually putting it in the limelight for a lot more people who were unaware of this kind of stuff.
Oh, definitely.
Karen still had her phone.
Oh, she still has her phone?
When she just left and it's still plugged in.
it's gonna light up like last time, and everyone's gonna try to read it horizontally.
I think her lock screen is the NNN, like the first thing you see when you
Wait,
log
wasn't
into
the bus fully red last time? Now it's
the box?
the bus that she was painting.
Yeah,
It might have been the other side.
Oh, yeah.
she's been painting white on it.
Oh, has she?
That would make sense.
Last stream it was completely red, but now she's just been putting white on it.
Which is strange to think. Like she's on the job.
Counterintuitive.
Why is she painting a truck? Like that's strange.
That truck's gonna be a crucial character within like the next 30 months.
Oh, are we gonna name it like we named the plant?
Yeah, the plant's Stevie.
Shoot. I wanna name the truck Felicia.
Felicia?
Felicia.
Felicia Day?
I like
Can we
that.
call it Felicia Day?
Felicia.
Felicia.
Truck is officially Felicia.
Yeah, this is
It's
the
gotta
important.
be
This is
Ashy,
the.
yeah, so I can speak for her.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ash. I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at the stream. I'm sorry.
I'll speak for her for now on.
Brian is my waifu. A very important piece of information, Ash. Very
Looks
important.
like Karen back on stream.
But yeah, it does seem interesting that while they're on the job, they're doing other things, like not really paying super big attention to the test subjects. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
last stream
We
she
have
seemed more
automated
professional.
messages now.
like she was actually paying
she's not even-
attention,
so
but
that
she was
just
also
confirmed
texting.
that what we were suspecting last stream of her not
New
actually answering
Newology
the
said
questions.
something. Newology automated message. All individuals interested in applying for. Okay, it's just saying if we're interested. Okay, interesting. We'd never had an automated message from them before, have we?
No.
No, we have not.
Interesting.
So cool, the live streams are like the first stage of this. Like the login's gonna come after all of this.
Do you think once we enter the next stage, that
that's
there's
subject.
be, live streams, or do you think they're going to cut them off and it's going to be just more freeform?
I feel like there will still be
thing
live
to do with
streams,
the
but they will be
information.
less frequent.
That's what I'm thinking. Because it'll move to a new front, because the website will be the main thing. But who's to say
Yeah.
that they won't host live streams on their own site?
And do you think that they're only going to give out the accept applications from a specific group of people to make the community more entwined instead of because right now I wouldn't say segregated, but split up into different discords?
That is something that we can't. Well, there is something I'd like to speak on about that. Because somebody thought it would be smart to send the Brian an email even after reading, hey, don't try to contact anybody at NNN or it could forfeit your chance. I don't want to point any fingers or name any names, but that guy's
It was
kind of
you.
stupid.
That was you!
Hey, I said don't point fingers.
Ash says at the beginning
Trying to
of
be
the stream,
sly.
right after the vote, Karen backed away from the screen so the camera would pick.
So the camera would pick up what?
That's what all she says. She's guessing that it means that they're actually influencing to see if what would.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, because they...
That's pretty good.
And they said that they might be able to influence votes via their extension. So they said they were going to try it a little bit, not for every vote tonight, mind you, because that would kind of be scummy. But they said they were going to try to get it 50-50 to see what happens.
Who was going to try?
I believe the Dream Team.
Ah.
The Dream Team being our big boy hackermen.
Our SEAL
AI
Team
Music,
6.
I think, made the...
Yeah.
Ash says he's
Extension.
making a way back machine. every time the site changes at all.
Good call. I do love that they've kind of been taking the jokes on the chin. You know, like when we started calling her Karen in the chat,
yeah.
like they rolled with it.
I like how
was
she's
so
called
happy.
Karen now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, hey guys, we should, only perfect match for Brian would be Karen.
Yeah.
I was making sure I'd have perfect connection for today.
Yeah, you were more prepared than I was, sadly.
I'm just glad we all.
Today was also supposed to be my day off from this because I've been following it very heavily. So taking a day off once a week kind of refreshes the mind, and it's like, hey, I'm not overly stressed about it. Because running a Discord itself is a.
When's our Discord movie night? Because don't we have those?
Yeah, we're doing it tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
I can stream a new Avenger movie if you guys.
Yeah, if you can't see, our Discord is kind of just a big stupid happy family. which again, it's really nice, like, because it feels like these are communities that are going to stay together even after NNN is over.
Very true.
Yeah, I'm happy we all came together doing this. I met a lot of really interesting people so far, so.
Yeah, and people have been really encouraging for things that I've been doing, like little things like I've always wanted to take this step into actually, doing YouTube. So these live streams are my first, real big steps into doing.
And she slightly shakes her head.
But
Just
man,
Wait, so like the small brain images, do those always light up too?
Yeah, no,
Yes.
I just noticed that earlier too. On the left side of the monitor, on the left monitor, you see 3 brains, and they were lighting up extremely red for a period.
I don't know if we ever got like a really good look at those so far.
Does
I
anyone have
remember
any
them
idea
lighting
what
up
those brains mean?
the first and second streams.
I mean, now we'll have to go back and look at the streams again. So, thanks for giving me
Good
more
point.
work, guys.
I can
You're
do it right
welcome.
now.
But all in all, I can really say that it's been fun. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely.
It's kind of crazy.
being-
There's people in the chat just now joining like the new Neurology Network chat that are still just trying to figure out what's happening.
Yeah.
Like they don't even know it's an ARG.
A lot of people will be happier with this as well, though, because I see a lot of people worried that they might fall behind on stuff, and the fact that a lot of it is easier to catch up on, and there isn't too much happening all at once.
I'm glad the first mystery, like quote unquote mystery they had was their stream schedule, because they didn't say when they were going to stream. But
So
Yeah.
no need to
have
toot
the
my
data.
own horn, but I figured that out with only 2 streams.
I'll toot it. I need to find a horn in my room.
You can toot the horn for me. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
I just looked at some of the past streams, and the smaller brains did light up.
Okay, but like,
Right.
but it's interesting because they didn't start streaming until an hour after they typically do, except for the one time that they streamed like really early, which was last weekend. But
Maybe they're not scheduled on the weekends. Maybe they still keep the time, like the day, but maybe the time's just
that could be true.
whatever.
It could be that they were waiting for us to stream.
So, someone put an amazing thing in the general chat.
They're great.
But like what we're thinking is the reason why they streamed so early the other weekend was because they updated the extension itself and they wanted to test it. Which, I mean, if I'm doing research that's based heavily on a Twitch extension, I'd kind of, want to test that as soon as I could, too. So we've been keeping a close eye on the Twitch extension itself just to see if that, updates. And if it does, we're like, oh, we're going to have a stream soon.
All right. Okay.
I mean,
Nice.
that would just make the most sense, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Is this the same woman that was from the last stream?
I believe
Yeah.
so.
I don't
Looks
remember
can't
her
tell.
pink
It
hair.
doesn't
That's.
Their
Yeah,
hair
her
is
hair does look
different,
a lot
lighter.
light. It could be the lighting, too.
Yeah,
I thought. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought her hair was
It's
wasn't
red.
pink.
Or
Look at her
calling
it was
face.
red
her
last stream.
I mean, maybe it isn't Karen. Maybe we're wrong.
Susan. If it's a different person, it has to be Susan. Wait, no, it's Plant, isn't it? What's the Plant? Yeah, Plant's Susan.
No, the plant is
Plant's
Stevie.
Stevie. Then we have to. Yeah, this is Susan then. If they're not the same person.
But they said they had
Someone
what, like
from
5?
my Twitch chat is saying that it's not the same person.
Yeah, they said they had 5 researchers full time.
And then like 4
Uh-huh.
students.
Brian seems like he's the
Let me actually pull up some of, because I have some of the things that they responded to saved. So let me see if I can pull some of those up. We try to save as much as we can about just replies. We don't really get the questions because by the time they reply to it, the questions are long gone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we got a few things. We will better be able to answer that once we've completed more trials. Oh, this was a question about
Okay, the sticky note. Someone just posted. Ashy. It was actually posted it. Here's the.
Apparently, it's the
from
same
last
thing
week.
from last time.
No, because
It's
the
the same one.
DM. It is.
yeah,
The DMs are circled and regular dimensions
is
crossed
still
out.
crossed out. Yeah.
So
Thank you
this
for
is,
that, Ash.
I'm trying to
Lovely.
find. Oh, I found the one when they were talking about the voting. In terms of voting, which may have been asking about, participants provide a randomness that affects the intervention patterns. I don't know that word. Randomness is an important part of our charter, which that really did stick out to me because they weren't really super specific on what they meant by randomness. Like, because we don't know what the actual effect we are having on voting is. So, like, we don't know if the votes affect their dreams in a, random way. Like, just because we vote more left side, like, they could get a random amount of stimulation to that side, but it just says that it goes to this side. Or it could just be the whole, we're just random people on the internet, voting willy-nilly.
Uh-huh. Maybe the
Someone
voting
says that
itself is
the
just-
drink somehow has significance. I don't know if that's true.
Anything could have significance at this point. I mean, Stevie came in clutch when psychologically profiling Brian. Like, we know he's husband material now.
Yeah.
Dude, he's always been my husband material.
That's so cute. That's so cute.
It's Brian.
How long has the stream they had been going on?
They've been streaming for, I want to say, 30 minutes or so.
About half an hour.
So they waited about 30 minutes after we started streaming,
Pretty much, yeah.
trying to steal our viewers.
Believe they did this.
All 16 of them.
All 16 of them. But, I mean, I had a question, but I lost it because I thought about Mott balls for a second, and I was like, "Gosh, that sounds good," and then like it just vanished.
I actually had
Oh,
Whoppers yesterday,
Oh.
so I think this is just a sign that they're looking directly
No,
at me.
Whoppers.
And me only.
With your camera.
Ooh,
Yeah.
it's 7,000 views. Ooh.
Do you have a personal thought on what they might be going for an end goal with?
Enlighten us.
Yeah, Mr. ARG man.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's definitely something being built towards, like either a movie or a game, or something in that area. Because
Didn't someone say this was non-promotional? I don't know if that was.
I believe it was confirmed it was non-promotional.
it was
I
not.
think so too.
It might be non-promotional. We aren't 100%
Because that's
sure on
what I
that.
at first thought. I
The
thought it
only
was
thing
either.
the only thing we were able to confirm on that front was that it is an ARG and not something real. We aren't 100% sure if it's promotional, but based on what Regular Dimensions knows about the person that's running it, he said that it's highly unlikely it's promotional, but it could be.
Right. Okay, I see.
Cool.
Well, yeah, it's definitely got something probably connected.
Yeah, like I
to
made
the
a joke.
movie
kind of.
industry. Yeah,
At
because
first it was going to be a Black Mirror thing, right? It almost seemed like
Yeah.
after their last season,
Very
they wanted to bring it back because that's the big vibes I got from it. But don't
it's
know.
probably something in that area because with the production value it has, there's definitely going to be some kind of story taking
Mhm.
place across it.
And even if it doesn't at this point, there's no reason why they wouldn't be able to like make a movie out of it at some point. You know?
Oh yeah, definitely. And I've
Probably,
noticed a
yeah.
lot of streaming services are kind of going for this weird Twilight Zone futuristic vibe.
Oh yeah, it is the in right now, isn't it?
Mhm.
Wait,
If you don't mind me asking, InsideAMind, how did you originally find New Noir?
It was from the ARG subreddit. I was actually scrounging around to see if there was anything interesting from there, and then I saw the post from the I can't remember the name.
When you first saw
Yeah, I
that,
saw
did you just take it as an ARG, or were you kind of like almost considering it seriously as a thing? Because in your video, you approach it very almost like there's more of a possibility of it being real than an ARG.
Yeah, I was cautious at it at the beginning because when I first saw it,
Mm-hmm.
I just thought I'd look it up because
Yeah.
recording dreams, that kind of got my attention straight away.
Yeah.
So I looked it up, and then I think the intro of the website, the kind of face that appeared, I was kind of thinking that kind of well, one of my friends said it more that it screams ARG.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of led me towards, yeah, this is probably something more ARG related. And then with the questions, yeah, it got me really interested. And then with the Twitch link URL, I think that was happening, and I think there'd just been a stream at that point.
I was
then
in that.
Yeah, and then I shared that in my Discord, and they were actually quite fascinated. So I was like, okay, this is definitely going to be probably interesting to kind of what is it? What's the word? Create a trailhead for it.
Yeah. Trailblaze.
Yeah. So I made a video of that, and hopefully sent enough people that way to be interested. By
Good find.
Well, I'm not 100% sure if you did that. I don't know. Maybe you sent like maybe 3 or 4 people.
Definitely not the entire Discord server.
Yeah. But,
oh dear.
Just to ask, because I do enjoy asking this question when it comes to internet personalities. Like, how did you come up with the username InsideAMind?
It was actually for I had an original idea called Inside My Head, because I wanted the whole thing to be kind of, this channel is what goes on inside my mind, like it's little creations I put together and think of, and that's what's going to display on the screen. So I thought it'd be kind of a cool thing inside my head. But then I was like, does someone already have that name? And they do. There's someone already called Inside My Head, and I was like, okay, probably going to have to reword it a bit. What other words can be for head? And I was thinking mind. Mind is another one that makes it a bit more ambiguous. And so I thought, well, rather than having the my mind, because that is very bit in your face and kind of, yeah, this is what it means. So I thought I switched the my to and then it's obviously inside a mind. So it's more mysterious that way.
Yeah, I like that. That's cool.
I have to say, if it wasn't for you, I don't think many of the users inside this call right now wouldn't have known about this ahead of time. So I think I would like to give you a big thank you for informing the community on this.
Oh, well, no worries, man. I'm glad to have promoted this in any way I could. And I'm hoping, to be honest, others end up follow suit as well. When more things come to light, that is, so they can cover it.
When you started doing YouTube, did you ever think that you would get to this point where you would actually, have this level of influence?
No, not really. I started it out like I wanted to kind of take my channel off and experiment with either script writing or telling stories, and then maybe take it somewhere else afterwards.
Do you have any amazing script ideas?
Oh yeah, I do. There's one actually based on about a mind and stuff like that, but I don't want to be saying it live because obviously one of your viewers might steal it.
I might know.
One of our 16 viewers.
Yeah, you never know. It only takes one person to be
we just have Leonardo DiCaprio just waiting for you to tell us your ideas. It's gonna be like the next Netflix original, yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Wait. So yeah, I have a lot of ideas to explore, and YouTube's been a great place to experiment with editing and script writing and voice acting, I guess, as well. and so I'm hoping to kind of use this as a thing to build up some kind of audience and then move into the film industry, hopefully, and make some stuff there.
Oh, if I hear that InsideAMind made a movie, I would be there day one.
I'm gonna like archive this stream and then just show this to people. Be like, hey, you know that really cool movie producer? I was in a Discord of him once, guys. Look how cool I am.
I honestly hope that we can do more stuff like this with you, because like we'd love to be able to share information like through you, because like I said, you're probably the most influential person in the ARG right now, and it would be, yeah, like it's fun talking to you, like,
yeah,
like I'm gonna be honest, I was honestly nervous all about today, and I was telling my friend about while we were playing card games, like I've watched you for a year now, and like I get a chance to actually like
nervous.
sit down and oh god, yeah, like everybody in this call besides you knows that I was talking about how nervous I was, like I was scared.
He was. I can guarantee that.
Oh well, you've done great, mate.
Oh,
so
thanks.
don't worry about it.
Personally, I found you when you made that Daisy Brown series.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was really interested by that.
I watched from The Sun Has Vanished. That was the one that I was.
That one video. I'm not sure if you remember making it, but it was about the new Neurology Network.
Oh yeah. That's
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that small video.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, that's a long response. They just message.
Yeah, it's a new automated message.
Welcome to Dream Recording and a public demonstration portion of a current machine brain study by the new Neurology Network. At this time, applications for this particular study are no longer being accepted. However, those interested in being considered as actual trial subject members for future initiatives may apply by visiting the following website, and then they link their website.
Give me a picture on her phone.
Sorry, I have a message from Ashley. She says she's been watching. She says you're one of her favorite creators, by the way. She's been watching since the Cloverfield series you made a while.
Oh really? Oh well, thank you for sticking around for so long. That was a while ago when I made the Cloverfield.
Yeah, like I might have actually missed the NNN stuff because I was kind of taking a little break from the spooky side of YouTube for a bit, just to like give like you a back catalog things for me to just sit down and watch. Same with Rainbot, all those people. But
makes sense.
I'm actually in Noir's Discord, and I saw that you and him were talking one day. And I was like, oh wow, I haven't seen this guy in a little bit. And like just a few days later, well, I don't think it was a few days, it was maybe a week. There goes a new video. And it's like, oh hey, NNN, this is interesting.
Ironically, yeah, that we'd actually, when I'd met Noir on that day, we were recording a podcast. I talked to him about the NNN thing there. I was like, well, I'm making a video on it, so yeah.
Ashley asks if you're ever going to do a Nexpo crossover with you and him.
Maybe one day. It's obviously finding the right topic. There's been a few creators I've been speaking to that we've been thinking about doing a possible collab, either on their channel or on mine. It is just finding out what will be the best thing to cover. I think a good thing for me, my channel usually, since I have Looney or Eric has my voice actor, it'd be kind of cool to have them as the voice actors scattered throughout a topic we cover.
Have you ever actually thought of making your own ARG?
Yeah, I've thought about it a few times. I did one as kind of a jokey one, which was where I made a fake sponsor in one of my older videos called Technova, which was about security cameras and stuff falling apart. But I haven't actually made an official one before, but that'd be something I'd love to dabble into as well. I think there's, if I ever make a movie, then that's definitely something I'll have to attach to.
Do you think there's some like smaller or medium budget ARGs that have just never been found, just sitting on the internet from like a while ago, just waiting?
Yeah, I think there's some that's been cancelled. You know Ready Player One from last year? I'm pretty sure there was an ARG that actually happened for that one, but it got shelved because not enough people found it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I think it's also probably because not as many people would have been interested in that movie, because I think it got a lot of backlash with the trailers coming out. So I don't think anyone would have been interested in following an alternate reality game, which I guess is a shame, because Steven Spielberg, he seems to like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I feel that maybe if they put a better foot forward with the ARG for it, then the reception would have been better.
Probably, yeah.
Because I do remember that there was like a big Roblox event going on with it.
Mm.
And like that got people kind of hyped for it. So, like,
Yeah.
I feel like something like Ready Player One could have translated kind of well to an ARG type thing.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that. Yeah, I just obviously not enough people found it at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Stream's looking weird right now.
It is.
Yeah, you can make out actual figures.
Facial
now, can't you?
features,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is it me or is it getting better? The dream.
Yeah,
It's definitely
that's
getting
what
better
a lot
time.
that was something a lot of people said. It seemed to be getting better by the number of streams that proceed.
To a question saying that they are going to get better.
Yeah, I recall they did say something about that. We just didn't get the screen cap.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay.
Something about them improving their like reception of the brain or something.
We have a doc that has like all the screen caps of everything they said. I just wasn't able to find it because it got lost in everything else. Like we're trying to keep things organized to the best of our ability, but at some point you know how it is.
Actually brings up the fact that the stream with the dreams, there's actually people, but the last streams you couldn't make it.
Right.
I mean, we could all tell that they were kind of, human in some shape or form.
Yeah.
But like we can tell that like, oh, this is definitely the head, this is the shoulders. Like it's definitely getting a lot better.
Yeah, they were kind of just blobs before, but now it's like, yeah, they're actually
like they have defined shapes.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really, really interesting.
I heard the budget on this ARG was, people are saying it's way bigger than what we've seen before, just because like even just this setup for the stream is obviously cost tons.
That's true. Yeah, because it's high quality production, and there's actors here as well.
Yeah, multiple actors. They've got at least
multiple actors.
And
like one
able
for
to get
every
actors to come
subject, and then
back,
they said they have 5 employees.
That's really
and just
interesting.
this type of camera equipment and the
yeah.
setup is just crazy.
A lot of money's already gone into it. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's going to be interesting what else they've actually got planned, or how long it actually goes on for. Why I think there'll be something towards the end or something, because how else are they gonna be able to get the money back?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, this has to be almost like it's hard to believe that someone would just dump, I would assume, hundreds of thousands, right? Because
Probably
setting up all this stuff definitely is not cheap on something and then getting nothing in return. They're either like, you got Elon Musk, you're like, I'm bored, I'm gonna make an ARG, or you got like
maybe that's him. He's behind it.
Yeah.
He's decided to make an ARG.
or a company doing something promotional, which is, it's like crazy to me if it's the first one.
Like if it isn't promotional, then like that's a big question. Like what's the end goal? Like
Yeah, exactly.
Like is it just a game that they're making because they're like, oh, I'm bored on the weekend, let's do this.
Let's have some fun.
Let's mess with some people on the internet. Like that would
Reminds me of the commander from XCOM. Hello, Commander.
there's a lot of very interesting directions that it could take.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing of where exactly it's going to go from here. Because they're obviously making a backlog of live streams for anyone who new comes along can find all these live streams.
Which is good because...
Yeah, exactly.
I guess right now, the word that I would best describe NNN with as an ARG is amorphous. Like there's so many different, ways that it can go. Ash says that Elon Musk is Brian.
Dude, honestly.
If you look, yeah, I can see the similarities.
So
that just be the best.
Compared to this ARG, what is another ARG you would compare to this one?
Compared to this one?
Yeah, like
yeah, because I have a member in my chat talking about like Cicada, for example.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about Cicada.
That's actually one of the only ones I've heard about up to this.
Oh really?
Cicada, yeah.
Cicada, I think is probably the closest one just for the posters.
What was ever up with the end goal of that? I know it wasn't really solid what happened. Yeah, some government thing is what a lot of people were saying.
Yeah, because it hasn't been brought up ever again. I mean, there's been some fakers, but
Never know, that might make a return.
People brought up the fact that
This is
Cicada might
actually
have
just
been
Cicada
a,
Part 2 Electric
Yeah.
Boogaloo.
idea.
What were you saying, Formal?
No, people are saying that Cicada, the idea of Cicada was basically them trying to hire
Yeah,
cryptographers.
recruitment for like NSA and whatnot.
Fair enough.
Ash, if you could copy and paste that and put that in the chat, because that is interesting. Ash has a little theory about the dreams and what she saw in them, so.
Okay.
Anyone want to read it? Or...
around the camera. 3. Then she changed to face a group of people. 4. Black dots appeared and started filling up the screen. That's as far as I made it out.
Very informative.
I mean, hey,
Yes,
a lead is a lead.
everything's unfolding.
But one of the more interesting theories we've had was the stream themselves are the dreams. Like, not what we're seeing on the screen, but the streams themselves.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And like the bars at the bottom of the other monitor could be like, you know, showing that we actually are able to influence part of the dream.
Ah. Yeah, I could see that.
I don't think it's true, but
Oh no.
it would be an
But it'd
interesting turn.
Brian's box and then camera.
Brian brought sushi, it looks like, or some kind
Oh,
of
of
fruit
course
plate.
he
Looks
did,
like
dude. He's
late.
bringing all the food, dude. Brian's like their resource person.
The drink's
He
called
did steal our
Flow.
chocolate blueberries.
The drink is Flow. Someone's saying it's a German drink of some sort.
It's a German drink.
Oh,
I
that
thought
reminds me.
German stuff again.
Oh.
The only other connection to Germany we had was the actual site, not extension, but the .de.com.
DE.
Uh,
Like,
has there been any posters in Europe or anything?
we don't know.
I haven't heard anything from there. The only posters I've heard have been from the US.
Canada, right?
And
Yeah.
Canada, yeah.
Did you hear about who's handing out the posters?
Hey Nixon, can you send me the link with the data for the like the group document?
I'll get that to you when we're done here.
Sure thing.
Yeah, I'll put it in the general right now.
But Sam, one of the guys who found a poster in I believe it was Montreal, McGrill. I contacted him and asked him, hey, could you tell us a little bit more about how you found this poster? Like, what's up with it? And he said that an advertisement agency was actually handing them out.
Oh.
So, like, we were thinking that we had NNN agents all over the world, but as it turns out, they're just advertising it, which is really, really interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I put the...
Nobody else has been able to confirm that, so, like, but
Yeah.
But it
Not
seems
much
like the
you can
most
say.
logical thing, since now that we know it's an ARG. That feels like the thing they would do.
Very true.
So they could start handing out things in Europe.
One thing that I
Yeah.
kind of found strange almost was, I don't want to say lack of preparedness on the ARG part, because I don't know if it's preparedness, but there was a lot of stuff which could have gone negatively for the people involved if it wasn't like so well covered up by certain people.
Oh, like the Rosser thing.
Yeah, like that whole thing could have gone really weird.
Well, people say that test subject number 1 here looks a lot like Miss Rosser herself. I don't know if that's true or not, but like, my whole thing with this has been, you know, let's not go after people who aren't involved in this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we don't want to ruin their lives because we're trying to play a game.
Yeah, when you accidentally like dox someone on accident.
Yeah. Like, that would make me feel god awful.
That was another thing. Before we knew it was an ARG, there was like people who were like, "Yeah, we're accidentally just gonna get like drone striked by the NSA."
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
us
I
were
was worried
scared.
about sending them my password. I put in my actual password in the email for it, so.
Yeah, I did that instinctively, and I was like, wait a second, what am I doing?
Yeah, like I put my actual name. I was like, "Oh, that's not a good idea. Maybe I shouldn't have done that."
Didn't I just slightly misspelled them.
But hey, who knows? Maybe they're going to use all their names in a big thank you document at the end.
Yeah, and then those people who were scared about getting hunted down won't be part of it. Ha! Joke's on you for being smart.
Strange. Like, I do want to know what the angle is, obviously, but like, it's like if we focus too much on what's coming and not what we have now, you know? And I think, like, a lot of people have said that the Discord I run specifically has had a lot of bigger breakthroughs and have gathered a lot more information than most. And that might be
Join our Discord.
That might be in part to that I've kind of said, hey, maybe we shouldn't, focus on the what's and ifs of this, and maybe we should, look at this where we have some more information and go off on that, Because we can spend all day like, oh, this is an ARG for a new Inception movie or something. Like, we can come up with those theories until the cow come home, but it's not moving us forward in any way or direction.
Yeah, it's the best thing to do is to only document the things that have confirmed, that have been officially confirmed, and then anything that's theorizing and all other conversations and topics is best to keep it separate from that, because then you don't kind of lose it all and it doesn't merge together.
Yeah, especially with the source code stuff. Like, we found a lot more stuff than we thought we would. And some things that we thought were like big, important piece of information turned out to just be infrastructure code of people who built the site itself. So like that's one of the main things that I've been, telling people, hey, just because it's in the source code doesn't typically mean that it's, important. Like, just because there's an email in here doesn't mean we should send it 17 messages.
Yeah, exactly.
And like that's something that I'm really proud of.
Yeah.
And like I don't mean to say, oh, our Discord is the best, because everybody has a part to play in this.
But it is. So just
hey, I didn't say it.
Join it.
I didn't say it. Yeah, I'm glad that everybody's been really respectful for the most part. Like,
I would actually curious. InsideAMind, can you give me a tip related to that fake Twitter account? How do you usually spot if they're fake or not when it comes to game jackers?
You usually checking when the Twitter account was created, how they speak, when they started tweeting, because that Twitter account had started tweeting an hour after I had made a video or something like that, or a few hours after I made a video on it. So it hadn't posted anything before then.
Was that the one that was posing
New
as the
Noology?
Noology?
Yeah, New Noology.
And ended up just memeing with us, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
That was
Gaddy. It was pretty interesting.
If you were paying attention to that Twitter and just saw some really weird things, they were in a VC with us, and they were they were memeing out with us. It was
did we
great.
ever get the identity of that person?
No, and I hope we never do.
But doesn't actually mean anything. He posted a video with like the website glitching and screaming. Usually screeching sounds, that's usually a dead giveaway, though it's not actually part of the story, or just bad storytelling.
It seemed too much on the scary side to, be part of NNN.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't expect us to get something like super, super spoopy, but it is October, so.
Yeah. Well, it's more unnerving, I think, whatever it is they're doing right now.
Oh, of course. Like, just the unknown.
Intriguing, I'd say. That's actually...
Like, there's...
I was kind of hoping almost that this wasn't... I don't want to say it wasn't an ARG, but if it wasn't, like, the scientific implications of being able to do this just, like, intrigued me so much.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'm somewhat hoping that, like, what we're doing has some, like, actual scientific value to it, because that would be super cool. Like, disguising research progress as, games.
Yeah. That's true.
Like that would be something super interesting going into the future.
Didn't people actually find out that there was a lot of conversation about this, about reading your dreams and something close to this?
I don't know about...
I think RegularDimensions was the one who really went in depth with that, because, like he said, he messaged Jack Gallant himself, the guy that they posted the video of talking about it. And he said that this was like many, many, many years off, It's not impossible in the future, but at the current state it's at, it's highly impossible.
One thing I found out that I was really interested in has this been kind of like a mind thing that I always like think of is the next step, in my opinion, after like VR is perfected, would be like biological gaming. Like you could have like a chip or something in your head, because if you have ever lucid dreamed, it's crazy and really fun, and just the idea of being able to like induce that and sell it would be ridiculous.
That'd be crazy.
That would be very, very insane.
Yeah, it would be awesome.
Like just the thought of that though is just like whoa.
Because dreams are pretty much 100% realistic, and you can do whatever you want in them, and just like being able to control that would just be mind-boggling.
And because of this, I've started actually like looking more into just recording like not just dreams but just like visual stuff, and it's really interesting.
Yeah, I've been keeping a dream log for the past year, and
I never would have looked into this if it wasn't for NNN.
Thank you, NNN.
Tried pinching myself and slapping myself, didn't wake up, and I was like, oh that's not good. That was terrifying. Fun fact right there.
I don't know why that reminded me, but another question I had, if you don't mind answering it, has there ever been like something you wanted to cover but you just had to scrap the idea?
Yeah, there's been a few, to be honest. Not really ARGs. I think if a lot of ARGs I've kind of ended up scrapping the ideas and come back to later. But there's been different video topics I've wanted to... I do like documenting past ARGs that have happened and going through it all. And I do kind of like some of the more controversial ones that have caused a bit of upset, because it's interesting talking about the reaction to it, and just kind of how humans react to things that pretend to be real, even if it's and how it's presented. I'm currently making a video on a show called Ghostwatch. That was before the Blair Witch, before any kind of found footage genre or ARGs or even the internet. And it premiered in 1992, and it was supposed to be a live show, live broadcast of someone staying in a haunted house with a camera crew. Action to it after, because this has never happened before. No one had ever been duped like this. It was never intended to be that, though. The whole idea was to give the best kind of stories, in the creator's opinion, was that that the more real it feels, the more exciting and engaged you are to the story. And so that's what they wanted with Ghostwatch. But a lot of people were angry that they were fooled into thinking that it was real. And instead of being kind of upset with themselves for falling with it, they were angry at the TV as if it was that person's fault. And there was the BBC, which is where it premiered, got over 30,000 calls in just the space of it, saying it was and guys saying that they were fooled by this, and they're really offended that this happened. You shouldn't have done this. As if, and they were like, it was premiered after 9 o'clock, and after 9 o'clock is usually when all the more R-rated stuff comes on.
Yeah.
But people let their kids watch this stuff and blamed the TV for letting their kids watch R-rated content.
YouTube today,
You could. You're very true.
But that's a whole other can of worms we don't even want to get into.
Have you ever heard of Game 2? It was kind of on this Russian oligarch's island next to like Siberia, and everything was allowed, like murder and all of this, and people thought it was real because they said it was for like a year up to the point, and then they canceled it, saying it was like a social experiment to see. I kind of think the streams are almost just to keep the momentum up and gain more momentum, because once you're hooked, you're not going to get off.
It seems like every other stream we're getting new information.
Yeah.
Like this time we didn't really get much. We just kind of,
Or maybe we did and we were just not paying close attention.
We got a new
pacing,
meme.
I know.
We got a new meme.
We have. Yeah, the
What is
truck.
that? Oh, yeah, the
Grapes.
truck. Oh, and grapes.
Grapes.
And grapes.
Grapes. I love how there's new food every day.
Oh yeah, Brian is like
had
a
grapes and
box full of
juicy,
interest, dude.
He
Soon he's
we
gonna
had
be
a
bringing
flip
in Rocky Mountain oysters for them just to chow down on.
did crab ragoon.
Oh yeah, and Brian is Elon Musk, as Ashley says.
Yeah, they,
Yes, confirmed.
yeah, confirmed by InsideAMind himself.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
You heard it here. You heard it here first.
You just stole my joke. I'm never gonna forgive you.
Oh no.
Ah,
Well, I guess that's all we can really do for tonight, besides pour over the little information we got.
There was an interesting point in which the test subject was moving in the video, but not in the background, which
That
That
might just
happened last
That's
stream
a-
too.
no. That's
Yeah, that's what
because
happened.
the videos on the screens are on delays.
Oh. Because I remember the light went out last stream in like the little area, and it didn't go out. Or
Yeah, that's
it was a delay,
strange.
turned out, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
something like that. It was either a delay or it wasn't. But a lot of
Oh, yeah.
weird stuff happened last stream. The note, all the lights turning on and off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the light on the right monitor went off for a bit, and then Susan just like put her finger on the monitor, and then it was
Yeah, and
fixed.
turn it back on. Yeah, some supernatural crap.
So has anyone ever so far had contact with anyone from N other than the people on the sticky note?
I do not think
Like through
so.
email officially? No, I don't think anyone has.
Yeah, that's not.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, I don't think anybody like if
I think
we
we're
had
gonna get
that,
it
it
soon
would-
though,
it would
because
be
their
out.
messages in this stream were kind of confirming that they're done and they're looking through the applications.
Yeah, and there was a message last stream, which unfortunately I also don't have, which I really wish we did, that said that the proctors were soon gonna start looking and accepting applications.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, here we go.
So interesting. It's just like gonna start picking up soon. I can feel it.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
that feeling
it's
in
coming.
my gut that it's coming soon. We might get stuff after this second trial, because what it seems like is the first week they did trial 1, and then this next week is going to be trial 2.
Mm-hmm.
So we might
yeah.
we might get stuff next
So
week.
how many participants are there? 4? 5? 4, right?
The ones that there's 5.
There's 4
so far.
subjects.
4 subjects.
Well, they said they had 4 students, I think it was. So maybe those are the test subjects.
But they were like assistants, weren't they? I thought like in the first stream, when the person
Shouldn't-
walked by, I thought that was like an assistant.
But they have 5 full-time staff on it, and then 4 students, I believe they worded as. So
Maybe-
the students could be the subjects.
Yeah. I think Brian's in charge because he's almost like present and.
He does seem like he's either that or he just wants food.
Yeah, or he just like
Yeah.
drops
Maybe
in
he
on his
just showed up to
like, his
steal the food.
comrades.
Maybe he wasn't even scripted to show up. He just wanted.
Yeah, he's just like the camera guy, and he's like, you know what? I'm hungry.
Yo, give me one of those.
He had to
Just
put like a
walks
lab
into
coat
the
on and
stream,
everything just to
takes
get
all
in
the-
there. Yeah.
But yeah, aside from pouring over the information, which we're probably gonna do tomorrow, and
Down.
and if you could spread the word that like our server is open to helping people, with this,
Yeah.
like that would be amazing, just
And that
try
we're
to-
the best, clearly.
well, maybe
one
not
thing-
that part, but
No,
I think I'd
definitely
like
that part.
to state for anyone watching this as a recap. I want all of the Discord communities to be working together because we've had people saying this is a competition for information. I want to clarify, we're trying to keep the information as open as possible.
Yeah, like the doc we have is open to everyone.
yeah, did people have just joined the server for a minute to be like, hey, do you have the doc? And then they kind of left. Like,
Hmm
we don't mind that.
Which is perfectly fine.
Like, we're all trying to solve this together.
Fair enough.
Well, if that's all we have to say, then thank you guys for watching, and especially thank you for coming here.
Yeah, absolutely.
We
And
understand it's kind of late for you, so
Just a little bit, but yeah, it's okay.
if you don't mind me asking, if we ever come up with anything else big, if we could ask you to come back on and talk with us about it.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
We'll try to make sure the times are set
are more
correctly.
accurate and more confirmed.
Yeah, it's all right.
We'll try to have
Ash.
it a week out before.
All
Ash
right.
is asking if you're going to be there for the movie night for some reason.
I don't know if I'll be able to make it for the movie.
Oh, darn.
I'm sure Mixie is joking. Yeah, yes, it's just not done joking. Don't actually ask that.
Okay.
Well, it's too late now.
Yeah, it's too late now.
Oh dear. Oh well.
All right, I'm going to call it a stream.
Yeah,
Thank
same.
you, InsideAMind, for joining us. Thank you, Regular Dimensions, for joining us. And thank you guys for joining
Definitely check out Mr. InsideAMind's channel in the description. He needs those subs. He's starting out.
I'm going
I
to
do.
link
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah.
I'm gonna link
I
everyone below.
do.
All right, cool. Ending it now.
Guten Tag.
Night, guys.